find us?
Yeah, I'll tell you later. Everything that comes from Unpopular Celebrities Podcast is all unofficial. None of the conversations or comments from us or guests represent DOD or the armed forces.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment.
You hear that?
Nah.
No? Okay.
He's still here? All right. Dang, man. I can hear that. Fudge.
May I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10,
Dale Brown in the building.
8,
Dale Brown.
7, 6,
No way.
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What up, big dog? Dale Brown in the building. What time is it, bruh? He might just hit with the yo and signed off. Let me see if this works. Yep. Dang, the Facebook will not work. Everything else works, but the Facebook will not work. Let me see if the YouTube. Make sure you can hear everything. Yep. Can you talk real quick?
Yo, what's going on? Happy Tuesday. Doing our thing once again.
Literally nobody here. You in here?
Good.
We only need one. Goodness gracious.
Who is that?
Somebody off YouTube. But what's up, man? Let me see how to say your name. I don't know how to say your name, bro.
Brinley.
Yeah, sure. Dang.
Literally nobody's here.
Dang,
I'm
you
here.
here. Yeah, dang.
I'm here. Why you coming at us like that, man?
Yeah. All right,
What's the
test is
deal?
good. Hi. Lightning Gang. Lightning Gang. Gang, gang. Dale Brown in the building. Fresh off a 12-hour shift, bro. 8:26 for you civilian folks. We appreciate that. Is you trying to get on? Because I forgot to put in the whole UPC joint. If you trying to get on, let us know. What up, everybody in the building? It is afternoon time out here in the Arizona time zone. Feeling good and fresh. Got lots of sleep. Feeling well. Hello, Brinley. Said hi. Hello, Brinley.
Hello, Brinley. Says hi.
Yeah. What up? So I guess you can go ahead and do your little intro thing that you do.
And first of all, it's no little intro thing. It's called paying the bills.
Okay.
Called paying the bills. Let me pay my bills.
Hey,
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Your boy Philly DC here. one of the hosts for the Unpopular Celebrity Show, which you are watching now. We appreciate you being here. Before I continue on, co host Pete, I'm doing the engineering today. Then you have Jessica Player as well and Dell Brown. We are your Unpopular Celebrities crew, the podcast that talks about anything and everything. And then more likely, we might offend somebody, but we try to keep it legit and we keep it a buck. So that is true. If you are a first time watcher or listener, thank you for being here. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Please tell your friends and family, your people at your job, down at the DMV, down at Target, Walmart about us. Tune us in, listen to us on your earphones, watch us live, and spread the news. We're trying to grow. So we appreciate you being here. So, with that being said, today we have an interesting show for you. We're going to talk about the NBA betting scandal that has rocked the NBA this season. Don't know about you. I would consider myself an NBA fan, but not as much as I used to be, because let's be honest, it's like watching the Harlem Globetrotters play, but still, there's a lot of people that like to watch the NBA. But after all these allegations that have come out about alleged betting, it has changed my look on the NBA. So we'll get started there.
Yeah, great start. Dale Brown said, "Man, the Dodger Toronto game crazy. If y'all stayed up, I didn't stay up and watch it.
Does people actually watch baseball?
People watch the World Series, and
Boy.
people. I mean, lone and behold, I found there are a lot of baseball fans. I'm not really a baseball fan at all, but I'll watch a couple innings of the World Series. That Shoho Hey Hotani is the truth. Shei Ho Yo Joe Ho Yo Shei Otani. Hotani. Anyway, I don't know how to say his name, but it's like Shei Hey Show Yo.
Otani, yeah. That's
His
accurate.
first name.
Show. I would say
Shoei.
show.
Okay.
Shoei.
Shohei Yo Otani. Konnichiwa. He's the truth. That dude is the truth. But I didn't stay up and watch it, but I heard it was good. I heard it went like 16 innings, 15 innings. I was like, God bless, bro. Who's playing baseball that long? Sorry, a 3-hour game. Anyway, back to basketball. So we talked about it a little bit on the last show. If y'all didn't see it, y'all can tune in to our YouTube page and it's up there so you can see the last show. And we started talking about this NBA scandal thing. Y'all have been living under a rock or haven't heard. Basically, there was a player betting or giving people inside information about who will play. He used to play for the Cleveland Cavaliers back in the day and the Miami Heat. So he's big friends with LeBron James, and he let somebody know LeBron wasn't playing. So bet the house on the under of how many points will be scored. And somebody made like $100,000. There's another player, Terry Rozier, who I actually like. He used to play with the Boston Celtics. He was telling people, I won't score 10 points this game. And he checked himself out of the game at 9 points. He missed a free throw and then checked himself out of the game at 9 points and didn't go back in. Did you hear about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then YouTube, of course, the internet is undefeated, has put together clips of all his turnovers, missed shots. Of course, it's just, the internet never loses. They're going to find it. Del Brown said that dude VJ on the Sixers is a bad man, DC. Reminds me of
that's
a young
right.
Kawhi.
Edge Crumb or something like that. Edge Crumb or something like that. Weird name. He's balling.
Okay. Is he better than Maxey or different position?
No, they're both guards. I think it's too early to say that he's better than Maxey, but he's been, so far, that pick has panned out. He is electric. Weird last name, but
what's y'all
electric.
record right now? Is it 2-1?
We're 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Embiid is
Late
playing.
tonight.
I see Embiid won't get hurt until y'all start losing. Then he'll be hurt. But
he ain't
until
playing
then-
tonight. He playing Orlando. He ain't playing tonight. I'm so
it's
sick of.
Orlando.
So
Good segue.
before I get off topic, go ahead. What you were saying?
No, go ahead. I think I just segued you into something.
Yeah, before I get off topic, nowadays after what happened, they're like, "Oh, Joel Embiid is sitting out." How do we know it? Because now look, Joe, if you watching this, I love Joel Embiid. You good player, man. Hey, sixes all day. But for the regular consumer that watches the NBA, how can you not wonder if it's a legitimate injury anymore or if it's connected to some type of betting? You know, because like, tell me, is there any other sport besides the NBA where you have players that sit out for rotation? Like they almost schedule, like Embiid, they'll schedule a game that he's going to be out, and they'll let everybody know ahead of time.
Yeah, I think basketball is the only one that does it so often.
Right.
Football is only they only play once a week, so it's a little bit easier to schedule. Basketball is so often, 3 times a week, 4 times a week. Uh, they'd be like, "Oh, and this player rest crap." I mean, Kawhi Leonard started it. I mean, Greg Popovich, one of the greatest coaches ever, started it, and then it just went out of control from there. And then it's just like, oh, once Kawhi won the championship with Toronto, doing that, everybody was like, we're gonna start doing the same thing. It's smart. It is smart. It's not stupid, but it just hurts the game. It hurts the game unless you have a
I would
legit injury.
I would argue it's unfair to the fans too.
He said, Devon McCoy said, some of us are at work, right?
You ain't doing ish anyway, man.
Dale Brown said, fact. Oh, he talking about us. McCoy, you can always, bring your troops around, let y'all see. Then you go on YouTube, like, share, subscribe with your troops, and you can show them leadership style on how to like, share, subscribe on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Mm-hmm.
But back to the NBA scandal. And then, last thing, you had Chauncey Billups betting on poker, and this happens in every poker room everywhere around the world. But they were bringing in people thinking it was a legit game, and they were using glasses
Mm-hmm.
to look at cards and, messing up with the deck, the shuffler, and all kinds of stuff. Devon said, nah, DC's a bad influence. Interesting. I don't know how that happened, but
Well, at least you're honest. Thank you.
okay. But yeah, so I told y'all last show, and I'm gonna tell y'all now, I will not bet on the NBA. And Dale Brown is here. I said on there, Dale Brown been saying this for years, that the NBA is BS when it comes to betting. Like he thought there was some collusion. He's been saying this for at least 4 years, maybe 5. So I will not bet anymore. I don't think I'll bet on the NBA. I don't think I'll bet on the NFL. I especially won't bet on the NBA. I don't think I'll bet on the NFL.
Okay, so when you say you won't bet on the NBA or the NFL, it's because of what happened? Are you not
Yeah,
going to bet at all or anything anymore?
because of what happened. Yeah,
So you're not going to bet or gamble on anything anymore?
not sports.
Huh. Interesting.
UFC might be the only thing if I feel like it, but that Dale Brown said
I mean, are
100%
you
facts, can't do it no more. Yep.
are y'all really that surprised though? I mean, maybe I will admit for me, because I don't really gamble, but when I read the allegations and the things the FBI found, the like you mentioned the card shuffler machine,
Mm-hmm.
the X-ray glasses, the X-ray tables, like really high advanced tech savvy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And what you also mentioned, bringing in NBA players such as Chauncey Billups, who was I believe, a two-time NBA champion and an NBA Finals MVP, and he's a coach of the Blazers. You bring him in, and you're thinking you're at the table like, hey, everything's got to be legit. I'm sitting next to Chauncey Billups,
Mm-hmm.
big shot Chauncey.
I don't think that's his
Everything's
name.
great. The next thing you know, your pockets are getting empty.
Right.
And so I was listening to some commentary earlier from um, the show that Charles Barkley, Shaq, Ernie, and Kenny Smith do
Inside the
now that they're
NBA.
on, yeah, now that
Mm-hmm.
they're on ESPN. So I think Shaq was like kind of said, and I'm paraphrasing, something to the effect of like, look, this dude is making like 27 million dollars a year, Terry Rozier. Why would you want to do something like this? And then same for Chauncey. I mean, why would you put in jeopardy your reputation, your Hall of Fame career for something like this? They said some dude at the table lost like $1.5 million in one night.
Mm. Well, I feel like if you're bet with that much, you got it. But I understand the dialogue behind it. My thing is like, you do it because you don't think you're gonna get caught. That's really what it is. And for Chauncey, like you said, I don't think Chauncey's is as big as Terry and I forgot the other guy, Damon Jones. I can't remember the other guy's name. I think it is Damon
Damon
Jones.
Jones, yeah,
Okay,
you're
yeah.
correct.
Theirs is a lot more egregious than Chauncey Billups because Chauncey was doing it in his own home, had nothing to do with the NBA, had nothing to do. He's just, a crooked individual. That's fine. You get caught up in his stuff, that's fine. What Damon Jones and Terry Rozier were doing was impacting thousands of people. Thousands. Chauncey was just doing it at his home. If you got an invite, you got screwed over. Hey, go cry sour grapes. Whatever. I would be pissed too. But the NBA shouldn't. I mean, cool. You don't want people like that in your organization, so go ahead and move him out. Cool. I don't think he's going to face jail time or anything like that because it was private games.
You talking about Chauncey?
Yeah, Chauncey. He didn't bet on the
I don't
NBA.
know. He may be not a bet, but if they can connect him to knowing like all of this equipment they were using and that these games were fixed, yeah, he gonna face some jail time. You know
Um,
what I mean? Like these games that he were involved in, they did mention one where somebody lost $50,000. I think that was part of the charge, is that they alleged that Chauncey Billups being there lured people. They called him that's what they called him. They called him the face card.
right.
He would lure people there to these games. They would feel comfortable. And if they can prove that he was aware of all this backdoor stuff they were doing, where they were looking at cards and tipping people off in the back. Who said it? I think it was Gilbert Arenas. Although Gilbert Arenas is probably not a good authority on this because you know who Gilbert Arenas is.
Right, right.
But he said, I believe he said, not paraphrasing, he said, yo, get you a good lawyer. Your life is on the line right now, bro.
Talk about Chauncey.
He's right. Yeah. Apparently,
Um,
Gilbert Arenas said he's been saying it for years. But
yeah,
nobody
and I
been
think
listening to him.
that's the crazy part is like people. I think Kendrick Perkins said like people know this is nothing new. We're just finding out new. We're the dum dums that didn't know. Everybody else knew. And there's been betting on planes and stuff like that for the NBA. They talk about all the time. I think Gilbert Arenas got into a gun charge for what happened on a plane when it came to some bets and money. So I mean, Jadakiss said it. Money is the root of all evil, or whatever. But I think back to the point is the collusion is what kills me. Like Shaq said, they pay these people this amount of money because they're hoping to keep that stuff out of there. But there was an old mob guy, captain, I think, in the mob that went on YouTube and basically said, this is never going to stop. It's been happening for decades. College, NFL, NBA for decades. When he was in the mob, back in the 60s and 70s. And betting was different back then. What makes it bad is betting is so easy now. You just go on an app. Before you had to, be in Vegas or find a bookie or something like that. Now it's just go on an app, and there's probably 20 apps. I think what gives ESPN and all these sports a bad eye, they've been promoting all these sports or betting apps, thinking it was legit. And hold to find out, we all been getting scammed. I won't say every game you've been getting scammed, but you've been getting scammed.
Well, are you trying to tie these charges to sport betting apps too? You think the sport betting apps are part of tricking people into betting money and then losing it?
No, not the apps, but the apps are making money by doing that. But we're thinking it's legit. Like
I mean, it
case in
could
point,
be.
Dale Brown said, I knew one ESPN had a betting platform. My parlays were, I knew once ESPN had a betting platform. My parlays were cooked. Yeah, I mean, I just, it's like going to the casino, right? You put your money into the slot machine, you know your chances of winning are not good, but you still think you have a chance. With this, you never even had a chance. I think that's the big difference.
Yeah, I mean, as far as gambling at these games, yes, but I would imagine not all the avenues where you can make a bet on an NBA game or a player is rigged. Probably a good majority of it. It brings the question that should betting or gambling should have been legalized.
Uh, well, the legalization is not the problem. It's people colluding the legalization is the problem. People
But you
finding
don't think
ways
that the
around
fact
it.
that it's legalized have, like, for instance, it's almost like marijuana, right? And
Yeah.
maybe if I'm wrong, but marijuana, when it was illegal across the United States, but then when they brought it in and they said, all right, we're going to legalize it in some of these states, you don't see too many cases where people are like smuggling marijuana like they used to, I would
No.
imagine.
Yeah, of course not. It's legal.
So could a case be the same for betting?
Different aspect because one was illegal and then legal. So betting was never illegal. You just had to find ways around it. You had to find a bookie or call somebody in Vegas to make the bet for you. But it was never illegal or Atlantic City.
You're saying betting was never illegal?
No. The only thing make it illegal is your age. But we
Hmm.
didn't have the availability to do it. You can go do overseas bets. You can go on overseas platforms back in the day, but it's never illegal unless you weren't of age. You can make bets with a bookie or whatever you want to do, and then however you want to do it, you got to pay them. You could do it through the mob. You could do it with your best friend. However you want to do it. Whereas marijuana was illegal, like you go to jail if you get caught smoking it. But to the point of the platforms are not the problem. It's people saying, like, okay, for instance, I know you don't bet, but for instance, just follow me on this. You said the Sixers are playing tonight,
Hmm.
and Maxi is playing, I guess.
Right.
If you were to have money, how many points would you think Maxi would score? Over how many points?
20.
Okay, 20. If I'm Maxi and my line is at 20, I'm gonna be like, hey, Pete, Maxi comes to me and says, hey, I'm your dog. I know you need some money. Go ahead and bet $20,000 that I score under 20 points. And I say, okay, bet. He goes in the game, he scores 18, he gets injured or fakes an injury or checks himself out the game, says he's fatigued, and goes sit down. I'm the only one who knew this. You are going off of thinking, going off of how many points he scored against Orlando last year, who the point guard is, his average scores. You're going off of all these analytics and stats, which is what you're supposed to do. I have inside information, and he tells me, don't even worry about it. That's where it comes foul. And that's what was happening with Terry Rozier.
Mm.
That's why I say I will never bet again. Never bet again. Not on the NBA. Like Dale Brown said, it always felt BS. And I used to look at him like, come on, dog. You just, you lost your bet. Whatever. But now knowing this, ugh. And then hearing the mob guy say it's been happening for decades. He told one dude, he said he was betting as a college running back. He didn't give a name, but he said he was betting and came in debt like $250,000. And he said, once I get drafted, I'm going to pay y'all back. He says, cool, I appreciate that. But what you're going to do for the next game is the first 3 plays you're going to fumble the ball. First 3 plays you touch the ball, you're going to fumble it. And if they bring you out the game, they bring you out the game. But the first 3, you're going to fumble it. So what did he do? He put a ton of money on the other team and bet that he was going to have more than 2 fumbles. What the guy do? Fumble the ball 3 times. He didn't give a name, so it would be hella research trying to find out who it was. But he said we made a lot of money off that. And then it's not like they bet the other team to win. They're like, hey, go ahead and win the game, but just only win by 5 points instead of 25 points. Now, he said the NFL is a lot harder to, control that with unless you have the quarterback or somebody like that. But the NBA is a lot easier because it's only 5 people.
So that brings up a question then. So would you agree over the past couple of years the safety of NBA players have been in question in terms of like the fans at the arena
Oh, yeah.
approaching NBA players?
Yeah.
Do you think that's all attributed to or connected to gambling?
Yes. Gambling and fantasy. But yes. Anything to do with money. Yes. Because you got to think, before, if you just went to go watch the game and your team lost, you'd be pissed off. You'd be upset. But you ain't going to fight nobody over it. You ain't cuss them out and throw water at them or anything like that, or tell them you're going to wait for them in the parking lot because you bet your family fortune on him scoring 20 points and he only scored 18.
Yeah. I find it interesting that fans would actually feel that they could verbally or physically try to assault a player in whatever sport because they lost a bet.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but I want to give credit where it's due. I was listening to a couple of videos earlier, and I know Steve Kerr brought it up, and he made some great points about that. Dell says that they took away player props. I don't think it would be as big of deal because it's harder to manipulate.
Oh, they took away. When did they do that?
He said if they took away player props.
I'm sorry. Yes. If you were just betting
And what
on
is
the
player
game.
props? Educate me.
The player props is how many points a player is going to score.
I got you.
Instead of just saying, is the team going to win or lose?
Right. I'm ignorant, naive maybe. I had no idea how that worked. But that sounds like that's a huge leap of faith to say, all right, Kevin Durant, he averages about 26 points a game for this year. He's having a phenomenal year. I'm going to bet that he scores over 20 points.
Right.
And then all of a sudden he gets injured, and now your bet is cooked.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean,
the reason people do it is because of the odds. So the odds of him scoring, like it's like, hey, I think Curry's gonna score 80 points tonight. The odds are astronomical that that's gonna happen. But it's just like the lottery. People only need to hit once. So they'll make these crazy bets thinking he's going to score 35, 40 points tonight. And he might score 38. You're 2 points away. And you get so mad. And now you hear, if you never heard there was collusion, you would just be mad. But now that you hear that people actually collude this, oh, now you're mad on another level. Like I'm the dumb. I'm thinking this is a legit game. Back to the Chauncey Billups thing. I think I'm going to a legit game and find out that I had no chance of even winning when I walked in. That's why you get mad. And so, you know what? It's funny because a lot of people that bet on games, they always talk about, you probably don't watch it, but to give you an example, they'll be like, hey, I bet Dallas Cowboys are going to lose. I think we talked about this by less than 4 points, right? And so you'd be like, okay, I'll make that bet, right? So if they lose by 4 or more points, you're good, or 3 or more points, you're good. What will happen? They'll go all the way down. They'll be 4th and 12 from the 20-yard line, 7 seconds left. They got to go for a touchdown to win, but they kick a field goal. So now they only lost by 1. That's where you start thinking there's collusion. There's a bunch of stuff. Or somebody be down by 12 points with 2 seconds left. They throw up a half-court shot and make it. And you thought they were going to lose. It happens all the time.
But those two scenarios sounds almost ridiculous.
But they have.
I mean,
so
'cause
then you
going
start
to your-
thinking like, now you start thinking is like, am I the sucker?
if we're referring to the same thing that they alleged with Terry Rozier when he checked himself out of a game,
Oh, yeah.
that one I agree with then. But to say Cowboys is going to lose by 4 and they do something, first of all, 4th and something, and they're in their 40-yard line. I don't understand why they would go for a field goal anyway if they
Correct.
need to win. 3
Correct.
points will only get them 1 point. I don't know of any team that would do that. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense. But if you're saying like, okay, the Cowboys will. I'm trying to think of a simpler example. Like
It
if
would
the
be like down
Cowboys
by.
were supposed to win by 8. Let's say the
Yes.
Cowboys were supposed to win by 8. And then the Cowboys, I get it. Better yet. Cowboys supposed to win by 7, right? 7 or more points. And then the Cowboys are down by 6 points. And the Cowboys score
Right.
and they get 6 points.
Right.
But they win by 1
They go
and they
for
decide
2 or
not to kick the
something.
extra point.
Right. That's another good scenario. They go for 2 and it's like, what are you going for 2 for? Yes, and then they'll get it. Yes, that's a great scenario.
I don't understand why people bet this would ruin sports for me. Cause like it's just like fantasy football. I don't understand how people get. I mean, I take it back. I understand why people get wrapped up in fantasy football. It is exciting,
Yes.
but it would ruin it for me because now I'm only watching specific players, and my team won, but the receiver that's on my fantasy football league didn't get 150 yards and cost me points.
Mm-hmm.
I would be pissed.
Yep. See
Dell
what Dale
says
said?
it's not just points either, DC. You can bet on rebounds, assists, steals, etc. All the things a player can control. That is mad crazy,
Justin,
man.
what's good, bro?
That is mad crazy. Yo, that is a lot of faith to put on a player. And this goes back to what I mentioned earlier. Hold on. There's a comment. Justin, what's up, brother? Justin says, what about the Rams Saints playoff game where there was obvious DPI? What's
Yep.
DPI?
Defensive pass
DPI?
interference.
Oh, obvious defensive pass interference, and it wasn't called.
Yep.
Remember where the Super Bowl game was that year and who won the game? Makes you think. Good to see you just again. Been a while. Yeah,
Yes,
we're working
sir.
on it, brother. Hey, in that case, I got 2 scenarios. What about the time when we should have won against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl and they called pass interference on Toast Bradbury? And what about the Broncos loss we had 2-3 weeks ago when everyone said we was robbed in that game?
Right.
Or you can bring up, much as I hate to admit it, the tush push that just happened when they alleged Jalen Hurts fumbled, but it said it was forward progress.
Yep. What about when you remember when they had the replacement refs in there and Aaron Rodgers threw that Hail Mary and one said touchdown, one says intercepted, and they couldn't figure out what to do? I mean, all this is thoughts now because this came out. We always had thoughts. And Dale Brown, I'm giving props again. He's been saying this for a while. There's always been thoughts that this has been a thing. But now there's confirmation. That's where the killer is. Now you have confirmation that not only did you think it was a thing, but we are the dummies.
So you don't think there's a possibility that this is going to pan out to be not true? You think it actually happened?
Oh yeah. The only reason I say that is because the mob is tied up with this. The Gina Vanning family, the
Yeah.
Costa Nostra family,
Yeah, like Kostra Nostra.
yeah. All those families are
Don't
all
come after
involved.
me. Thank you.
And the mob boss dude came on YouTube and basically said, bro, this has been going on for decades. Decades.
Meanwhile, we ain't getting paid. What's up with that?
Exactly. Exactly. I'm
What's up
telling
with
you,
that?
the title of our podcast should be The Rich Get Richer and We Ain't Rich. That's what the title of the podcast should be. Because I feel like we are the dum-dums. And it makes me
That's
mad
crazy.
because it's like
Yeah.
it's almost like testing for promotion. What if you
Yeah.
went in there and had no chance to get promoted? Zero chance. You could get 100% on the test and you still can't get promoted. You'd be pissed.
Yeah.
So it all pans out around that. Now, what do I think is going to happen? I think there is some things about the FBI director coming on there and doing a statement. Kind of weird. Kind of weird. It isn't that big of a deal for the FBI director to come on there and make statements. They didn't catch a known terrorist. They caught somebody where they've been knowing about this for years. So Cash Patel, I think his name is, went on there, made a statement, said, we got him, blah, blah, blah. And there'd be 30 other people that cool, do your thing. I think people won't be able to make the Hall of Fame. I think people won't be able to be blackballed in the NBA. But I think that's about it. Do I think jail time is coming from this? No, not at all.
Oh yeah, they going. Oh no. You got to think about it. To your point about Cash Patel, the FBI director, coming out on during a press conference. From what I've heard, the FBI director rarely comes out and
Rarely.
does press conferences. Rarely, but he did it for this one,
Right.
which tells me the significance behind it. Now, from what I read too, they tried to get Terry Rozier years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and then it ended up being nothing, and they
That was the
still kept
NBA did it.
investigating him.
Yeah, the
Right.
NBA did it
Yeah, the
personally.
NBA said it was no harm, no foul, but the FBI still kept investigating. The FBI, although, well, they did get Puff Daddy a little bit, P. Diddy a little bit. Anyway, the FBI would not get involved and do this unless they had something.
True.
It's more than just gambling. It's more than just a mob. But one of the most successful sports in America that is a world brand, global brand,
Right.
for them to be involved in this and for the NBA to do nothing in the past or not enough to kind of fish this out, I think that says a lot. And they did it during the opening of the NBA season.
Yep. That's crazier.
Talk about timing.
Conspiracy. But I still don't think so. Do you think they're going to be jail time?
Oh, heck yeah.
Wow.
Somebody's got to pay. Somebody's got to pay.
Wow.
Terry Rozier is done. Yo, he's got to go to jail.
I don't
He's
think he'll
gotta
go to jail. I really, and we'll come
Yeah.
back to this topic when it happens.
Well,
a year from now.
why would you think he wouldn't go to jail?
I just don't think there's enough there. How do you prove that? That's the
Well,
difficult. Unless you,
yeah, I mean,
that's where I say the jail time is going to be hard. Same thing with Chauncey Billups. All he has to say is, "Bro, I had no idea." How would you prove that?
well, I mean, it's just like I heard too. There's like 30 other people involved or been identified, but they haven't released all the names.
Right.
If you got somebody facing some jail time and some other NBA players are involved, they start, what Ghostface chirping like a bird. Tony Boston, the Gooch in the building. My bad, wrong one.
Wrong button.
Tony B says the face of this will get jail time. I agree.
Who's the
They gotta, somebody's got to pay, bro.
Nope.
Somebody's got to pay, man.
They're not gonna. I don't think. I'm not gonna say no. Like I know. I don't think they will.
I just don't see how. Like, I know you know, but look at how much damage this has caused to the league.
Yeah. But you know what?
I mean, this is
I get-
crippling. Like,
Here's the crazy.
I
I
would
can pull up my
argue-
app right now, and I can still bet.
I
So
would argue in the hierarchy, and maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm
hierarchy,
wrong. Maybe you have a different view.
hi-
In the hierarchy
hierarchy.
of sports, as far as popularity in America, NFL, I would argue the NBA is too, and in Major League Baseball.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, especially for
I mean, even
betting.
though people say baseball is the American pastime, baseball sucks. But anyway,
Okay.
that's just my personal opinion.
But yeah, and especially for betting, look how much bets the Super Bowl gets.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could bet how long that halftime is, how long people are going to perform.
That's
Like, you could bet on anything.
this is. Are you telling me people bet on how long the halftime show
You know,
is?
people bet on how long the national anthem was going to go, how long the person's going to sing it. You could
This
bet
is
on what
bonkers, bro.
Gatorade is going to get poured on the coach, the color of the Gatorade.
You know, I take it back. I think I was watching the Michael Jordan story when it came out. I think on Netflix. I forgot what
The
it was
Last
called.
Dance?
Yeah. I think it showed Michael Jordan betting on like a small thing. I'm trying to remember what bet it was, but it was something insignificant. It wasn't like a game. It was like, I bet you this will happen.
Mm-hmm.
If I can't, anyway, I can't remember
He
what
used
it
to play
was.
quarters. I don't know if you ever played quarter. Who could throw a quarter closest to the wall without hitting it?
Yeah, everybody played that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, I mean, the
That's
betting is
crazy.
not surprising. It's the collusion that is surprising. Because you like Shaq's point, you pay these athletes this amount of money. Why would you risk
Yeah,
$20,000 when you make $20,000 a week
I agree.
on a bet?
Yeah,
Now, if you were doing 200 million, okay, now I can understand a little bit why you did it, at least why.
yeah.
But yeah, they made a Saturday Night Live skit about the quarters. Oh, for real? I'm gonna have to watch that. I'm gonna have to watch that.
Mm.
That's funny. But yeah, it's just oh man, it really makes me mad because I've been betting for probably 5 years, 6 years. And just to know there's games I've been getting shafted and there's nothing I could do about it, possibly, pisses me off. And I don't bet heavy. I might bet $2, $5 at the most. I don't be betting hundreds. Don't do it at all. But somebody we know, I'll leave his name out of this. He he bet one time. Matter of fact, it was a bet Del Brown told him to bet and won $1,600.
Bet on what?
I think it was basketball. Either football or basketball. But he won $1,600.
That's a great point, though. I mean, you just said you've been betting for 5 years, and after this, you said you would never bet again.
Not
You
on
said
not on
not on the
basketball.
NBA
Yeah.
or NFL, whatever. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is you've won sometimes too, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't give you comfort.
Not no more. It gave me comfort to keep betting for 5 years. If I
And
would have
you,
lost,
if I remember, you just won not too long
that
ago.
was at the casino. That was at like
Oh
this.
yeah,
Yeah, that
okay.
was craps. But
So Tony
actually,
B had a good comment.
what do you say?
Tony B said, "Why isn't the person from the mob face all over the news, but the league player is? Hey, look, I don't know if I want to see this dude.
Facts. Facts.
I don't
Matter
know
of
if
fact,
I want
leave
to see this dude."
unpopular celebrities out of that. leave us our
Ah,
whole franchise out of
leave
that.
us out of this joint.
Yeah, hey, you go ahead. If you want to stay private, stay private. I don't want nothing to do with that.
We over,
Dude.
yeah, we ain't got no beef with you, yo.
Hey, yeah, I see the American Gangster. Hell no, I don't want no problem. I don't want my Tesla blowing up in
Oh,
my driveway.
man.
I don't want. Hell no. I don't want somebody bringing me a box to my front lawn thinking it's an Amazon package and my front door blows up.
They
I'm
been like,
good.
"Yo, you wanna see my face? Well, here I am now." "No, not at my house."
Right, right. Exactly.
I don't want to see your face, man.
Exactly. Heck no. Leave
Um,
me out of that.
you know, an interesting thing is I had somebody, Imma say it. I know I shouldn't, but Imma say it. Somebody at the gym told me, all these resources the FBI put in to do this, why did they put out the same resources for the Epstein file?
Oh Lord, leave unpopular celebrities out of that one.
Just
Y'all are
asking a
going down these
question.
conspiracy theory. Hey, that's a Joe Rogan show type conversation. That's not unpopular celebrities. That's an after
Ah,
2026.
hey, if you watch it for the gym, I asked the question like you asked me to. I asked the question.
Yeah, there you go.
So
Yeah,
I tried.
Jim dude. Dale Brown says,
But
"Let me
going
find
back
out Pete
to
getting escorted out of Desert Diamond casinos for scamming." Yo, I know what casino I'm at, man. God, no,
oh, he's a desert diamond.
that's
Yeah.
hilarious. I could have been at Talking Stick, you hater. Yo, I seen Dale Brown come up on the roulette table, something crazy before.
Oh, word. How
Yo,
much
he
you
was doing
win?
his thing. I was too scared to bet. I was like, I'm just gonna sit here and watch you do your thing. Dale Brown a baller.
I can't do it, man. I just can't do it.
We'll have to go to the casino one day.
Last time I went to a casino, I think it's the first time I went to Vegas, and I only bet like $50. Once I lost, I like, that's it.
What'd you do? Slots?
It's on craps.
Oh, you did craps?
Yeah.
Yo, not to segue out. I'm starting to learn craps, man. I love that game when it's fun. Man, there'll be certain time. You know what's funny? You know what's funny? I played probably 5 times in my life. And all 5 of those times has been like in the last 6 months. I realized I cannot throw those dice for nothing. You know what number I'm gonna hit? 7. That's the only number I'm gonna hit.
If you hit 7 the first time, you win.
And I do that. But then I'll hit like a 4 or a 10, right back on 7.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, you roll the first dice. You get a 7 or an 11, you win.
That's right.
First roll.
Yep.
After that, you roll and you get like say a 4.
Right.
You have to roll to get a 4. But if you get like craps, like 2 1s or a 7 or 11,
No,
you lose.
No. After the first roll, when you establish your point, which, like you said, is a 4,
Right.
as long as you don't roll a 7, you're good. You keep rolling. 7 is the
No,
only thing
what
to put
about
you
the
out.
1?
No,
You can't get 2
Snake
1s.
eyes? Yo, you can still get that.
Yeah.
You can still get that.
Are
That's
you
fine.
sure?
I couldn't be more sure. You want to bet? You want to
Kind
bet?
of crap they playing.
No, this is not street caps. Del Brown says I'm hitting the casino in France next weekend. Wish me luck. Good luck, bro. You want me to send you some euro?
Oui.
You
Oui.
do they use euro in France? I think they do.
Don't have me see you on the internet getting caught by the French police doing some nonsense now.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you €5. Put that thing on black for me.
Monsieur Del, cheat at craps.
I think I don't know what he plays. I don't think he plays craps.
Monsieur.
But yeah, man, craps is fun. Man, this dude rolled yesterday where I made all that money. He rolled for almost like 40 minutes.
That's crazy, bro.
Just kept going. Was not rolling 7s, rolling everything else. Man, everybody was. I think that's the cool thing. Everybody was cheering. Yo, this one dude.
Of course, they.
Oh man, we'll get him back on. We'll get him back on because I want to tell the story with him on here. But
Okay.
this one dude, I won a little bit, which I ain't gonna say how much it was. I'm gonna talk about this other guy. He won almost $3,000 off of this dude's 40-minute roll. I say, God bless. God. Now he was betting a lot of money, but that dude was just stacking.
I can't do it.
But like people go to the table and I'll tell y'all how much I'll go. I'll go for under $200. Under 200. And I'll play and have a good time. People go with like 1,200 and they put down, 12 $100 bills. Fresh. Boop, 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 boop. I seen people lose $300 in like 8 minutes. I'm like, bro, like I would be sick. But I guess it's a thrill. It's funny. You sit around and tell stories with people who bet. They only tell you about their wins. That's all they tell you about. That's all they remember. And it's very weird how the human brain thinks because they forget about the losses. and it only takes one win to forget about all your losses. And they want to tell
Could an
everybody.
argument be made that those who think that got a gambling addiction?
That's up from a psychological standpoint. Yes. Yes.
I mean, if you lose a ton of crap of money and then you go back and you quickly forget and you only win like $50,
No,
sound
but
like you got a problem.
yeah, like people will tell you, if you ask people will tell you, like, oh man, I hit this machine for 20 grand one time. Well, cool. Tell me about the other 500 times. You can't remember those. Oh, I lost 100 there, 100 there. Sounds like a good comeback. Or cornerback?
Sounds
like
like a good cornerback,
I don't know.
football wise.
Yeah, I lost cornerback.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I think you're right. There is some kind of addiction when you can only remember the good things.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, bro. But back to the NBA players' safety, though, man. Like, you can almost make the case that NBA players, or just players in general, if you got fans betting so much money on a player's performance, whether it be just a regular gambling bet or fantasy football, can a case be made the players are being treated like they horses?
Think they always been.
That sucks.
Sucks
That's
for them.
terrible.
Sucks for them.
I mean, I guess one could make the argument they're making all these millions of dollars. That's terrible. It would just ruin it for me. Like having that so much faith on a player that I'm putting some money on them and they miss it by 1 point or 1 assist or 1 rebound and they won the game. They be like, DC, we won the game though, bro. Man, F that, bro. You cost me $2,000 because you ain't get a point. We were blowing them out. That's why they took me out. So to think there's people on the other side of TV like, oh, they're gonna sit Saquon Barkley. The game is over. No, he only need 5 more yards.
Yeah.
That's
I've done that
terrible.
before. I've been there before. Tony Boss says, gets one pick but forgets about the 40 catch. Yep. That they say a cornerback's supposed to have a
Good
short
point.
memory.
Good point.
Yep.
Good point.
Don't worry about the dude called a touchdown. You get a pick, you celebrate like, yo, this dude got 3 touchdowns. Oh, and you get a pick the last 30 seconds of the game. And you know what's funny?
I mean,
Mashar, or what's his name? Lattimore. He did that last night. Got a pick in the first quarter. He celebrated, threw the ball. Yeah, like he won the Super Bowl. They got beat 28-6. Like, bruh, what the heck you doing? That's a good point, Tony. That's a good point. That's
shout out to Charles Davis, man. That dude was pissed. All I did was post on my Facebook feed like, Mad Dog has stated the Washington Commanders season is over. They're not making the playoffs. He gets on there and start rattling like, oh man, you don't need to talk, blah, blah, blah. Like, bro, I didn't say it. He did.
But you posted it, so it came from you. Tony Bostic say you see that Gary Payton clip. He was definitely. Now I missed it. Let me try to pull it up real quick. Because I missed that. Oh, I gotta keep this up.
Well, whoever bet on Lamar Jackson, they probably losing a lot of money because he been out forever.
For real.
Who would ever thought that?
It says gambling highlights. Gary Payton II couldn't believe Wizards buzzer beater. Did Gary Payton bet on the Warriors game?
He said Gary Payton Jr.
Oh, there you go. So this is Gary Payton Jr. So what happened last night? The Wizards played Golden State. They were up 129-115 with 8 seconds left. So you're not coming back, right? There's not no goddamn 14-point shot. But somebody from the Wizards shot a 3 and made it. So it made it 118, 129. So if you bet the Warriors were going to win by 12, you were good until he just hit that shot, which the shot was meaningless. That's where the collusion's going to start. This dude did a good job. 1.1 second left. Oh, see,
you don't think he just
Nope. The betting line for the game was minus 11.5. You were good, but then he hit that shot and you just lost.
So you wouldn't think like it just happened? The universe,
But
the
why
good
would you shoot it?
Lord.
Why would you shoot it? Most coaches
Why
be like,
wouldn't
don't
you?
even. Most coaches be like,
I
don't even
mean,
worry about. Like, we got another
I mean,
game.
why wouldn't you? How many games have you seen the quarter's about to end? They just throw up a shot.
Quarter is
Or the
fine,
game
but the
about to end,
end
they
of the
throw up a shot.
game, quarters
Huh?
you can't do nothing about. But the end of the game, you're down by 12 points. Why would you shoot? Just
Well, if
dribble the
you're an
ball.
opposing team, why wouldn't you?
Just dribble the ball out in the game. Go
Ah, man.
home. Why are you trying to
I mean,
prolong the
like,
game?
how many seconds was left?
1.1.
And then not only that, how do you know it was going to go in?
Well, you're an NBA player. It's not like
I ain't
anybody's
saying
playing
that.
defense on you. There's 1.1
Come
seconds.
on,
You're down by
man.
12.
That's a 50-50 chance.
This is why people are not going to get jail time because of how you're thinking right now. That's how Terry
That's a little bit
Rozier.
different than somebody actually sitting themselves out for an injury or someone being at a gambling a game of gambling and there's an x-ray table.
No, I'm just talking
Or
about the
that's a
checking
big
himself out.
difference.
Like, prove that
Huh?
I did. I'll be like, prove that I didn't have an injury. How could you prove
Well,
that?
can't they check the doctor's reports?
Yeah, but if I just tell you like, hey coach, I'm fatigued, man. Like I just ain't got it today. I just don't want I just can't play today.
I think the key is I think it depends on what he told his trainers why he had to sit out.
I mean,
And then
you
9
played
times out of
sports
10, if
before.
he's telling somebody that's going to happen, somebody else knew. There's
Oh
more
yeah.
than just one person.
Oh yeah, but
And that therein is going to
the thing
be
is,
something that's going to catch him.
the thing is, prove it. Unless you have a message from me that came from my phone or email or a letter or so, even that's going to be hard to prove. But how could you prove? Like, you go on and be like, he told me he's to take the under because he ain't gonna score 10 points this game, and look, he checked himself out. Prove it.
All you need is someone to come forward.
But that's what you're saying. So your thing is anybody can come forward and he has credibility.
It hurts. I mean, you got to look at history. He was once at one point under investigation by the NBA, correct?
Right.
Then you have this happen.
Right.
Anybody that is facing an FBI indictment is more of a chance to whistle like a bird.
Correct.
And all you need is the right person or the enough people to convince the jury of it.
I think with a jury, it's about proof. You can have 9 witnesses come forward and be like, he told me. Prove it. He told me is not proof.
I think it's more than proof. It's about, convincing a jury. Even if you say DC did this,
Right.
and then Tony Bostic said, I think DC did this.
Right.
And then the jury's gonna look at my character, they're gonna look at my
Right.
defense. Even if they didn't prove by a shadow of a doubt in court, the judge says you're right based on what Pete says, based on what Tony B says, and how what DC responded. DC did it. It ain't gonna always happen that way. You just gotta be able to give the jury enough to think there's a possibility that DC did it. And that
Yeah,
can
and
do it.
I think in this case that's going to be the hard part is finding that possibility. Now, you're right. Does it all look bad because this 3-letter agency called the FBI is out there and said they got evidence? Yeah, that automatically looks bad. Automatically looks really bad. But at the same token, to prove it in a court of law with a jury who probably some are Boston Celtics fan, in criminal court, not civil. Now, if it's civil court, you're right. Civil court is whatever. Civil court, you just need a judge. Criminal court, that's what I'm talking about. And criminal court is the only way you're going to get jail time. So
You
if that's
go
what
to
you're
jail, bro.
saying, Tony B, That's what I'm
He
saying
going to
is
jail.
in criminal court, it's going to be hard to prove because you could have and look and all. If I'm the lawyer for Terry Rozier and Philly DC's up there, be like, yeah, Pete said he's only going to score 9 points, and look, he told me to bet the under, and look at my betting slip. I won all this money, and blah blah blah. Right? I'd be like, yo, y'all gonna believe this degenerate gambler? That's what I would say.
What about the mob?
The mob, unpopular celebrities is not talking about the mob at
I'm
all.
just saying, not somebody high in the mob ladder. Maybe somebody at the table who was working the X-ray table or whatever, or the friend that Rozier. I think it was a family member. He
It
told that
was,
information to.
yeah.
Right. If you're being faced with being sent up to Sing Sing, do they still have Sing Sing? I don't know.
I don't know. A
But
maximum
anyway,
security prison.
you start chirping.
Right.
That's
Right.
all you need.
Yep.
I personally think if they got enough evidence against Rozier and Chauncey, they gotta go. They gotta go to jail. They
They're not.
got to.
They're not. I
And the
can't see
NBA is
how.
going to have to distance themselves from Chauncey Billups if he did it. They
They
got to.
already did.
This No, I'm talking about the whole kit and caboodle. Like remove him from the Hall of Fame if he's in there. All that stuff. They needed, just like the WWF or WWE did with, like, I think Hulk Hogan at one point. They snipped him like he never existed. That's what they're gonna have to do. I mean, that hurts. You know what I mean? Like a multi-billion-dollar business like the NBA, and now you're gonna have people question when their star player is out for a game.
Yep.
That's devastating.
Devastating. And they already been questioning it, but now you got this is even worse. Anyway.
Yeah, man. And Adam Silver already looks like the dang emperor from Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? He might be behind it. You never know.
Yeah. Tony Boss said for a poker game. Oh, he's talking about Chauncey Billups. But Del Brown said he'll get a lifetime ban and will be playing from Beijing Tigers for the next. Yeah, that's all he'll get.
I hate to laugh because it's not funny.
I can't wait
feel
till we come
bad.
back and address this maybe a year from now. That is all
He's
he
going to
will
jail,
get.
man. He's going to jail. He's got
I
to
just don't
go,
see it.
bro. He's got to. Beijing Tigers. That's foul. It's just like what Shaq and Barkley said, man. Like all this money they making
Yep.
for them to do this, man. And then if allegedly, if they were working with the mob, let's just say, for sake of argument, they were working with the mob. What do you think is the possibility they were doing it because the mob has something on them?
That is probably, and unpopular celebrities, not going to talk about the mob. That's probably 50-50.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, why Chauncey Billups? You know, of all the NBA players.
This might go back to college time. It might go back to when he didn't have no money.
Yeah, true. True. Dang, can you imagine being starstruck at a gambling table with Chauncey Billups and your pockets get empty, but you met Chauncey Billups?
Yep.
I thought Billups was just cheating poker games. You're correct.
That's all.
It has nothing to do with Chauncey as far as like faking injury. He was, from what I read, being called the face card, having people come by. He would be the person of respectability for people to feel safe that they're a legit poker game. I admit, if somebody said, yo, you want to go to this poker game? And I gamble, I'll be like, where at? Oh, at Chauncey Billups' house. Chauncey Billups? Yo, big shot Chauncey from the Pistons? Oh, bro, I can't wait to meet that dude. Yeah, I wouldn't be thinking about, well, there's a chance this place is rigged. It's Chauncey Billups there.
Right. Right.
Moral of the story is don't gamble. Nah, ain't doing it. Ain't doing it.
I mean, if you're going to gamble, I guess gamble smart. Dang, man. YouTube kicked us off.
Why do you do that?
I don't know. They kicked one of
Maybe
our
it's the
stuff.
mob.
Okay. See? Look, Philly, DC, not Pete. Philly, DC.
Ah,
Shoot. All right. Yeah. But
my
hey,
bad.
you want to. F that. Anyway. All right. We'll get off of here now. Probably be back on Sunday. Maybe before that. Maybe after that. Never know. Never know. Never know. Never know. All right. Unpopular celebrities.
Look, we'll be back on when we be back on, man. We're shooting for Sunday. I know y'all be talking about we need to get our programming together. We working on it, man. So
Yeah.
from your boy, we will be bringing y'all shows more often. Just have some patience with us. We're kind of working through some programming stuff, but our plans to get more content out to you guys. We appreciate y'all loyalty for y'all showing up when y'all could be somewhere else. So continue to like, share, subscribe, support your boys, unpopular celebrities. We out. Go Birds.
Well said. We out.
Go
Peace.
Birds.